Okay, so this is the lecture on the Lucas model in the textbook, which is another way that we can have money have an effect on the macroeconomy. So you will recall that in the real business cycle model, money doesn't really matter for the economy because the price level is flexible and firms are just going to update their prices to match the money supply, if you like. In the menu cost model, you will recall that firms have to pay a small price to change the firms have a small cost to changing their prices, to changing their menu of prices. And even though the cost is small, under some conditions about the substitutability of goods between firms, so for instance, if suppose there's a positive money supply shock and suppose that goods are very substitutable, if no one else changes their prices, generally I would like to raise my prices to match the extra money in the economy. But I know that if I raise my prices a little bit, since no one else is changing their prices, I'm going to lose all my business since the goods are very substitutable. So, under those conditions, even if the cost of changing the prices is low, because of what are called real rigidities, these ideas that there's these weird game theoretic things happening, they can have big effects on the macroeconomy. So that was the menu cost model. Today we're going to talk about this Lucas Island model. And the idea behind it is actually very simple. It's that firms aren't going to be able to observe the reason that their price level is high. So the idea would be something like, I'm selling I'm going to the farmer's market every day, and then one day I see that my pumpkins or whatever I'm selling are selling for a higher price. People are willing to pay more for them. That could be because people suddenly like my pumpkins more than my competitors' pumpkins. Or alternatively, it could just be that the government printed a bunch of money and all of the prices went up. And because I can't differentiate between those two causes, I might actually sort of react as though, I might react to the fact if the government had printed a bunch of money, I might react to that by producing more pumpkins. Hey, my prices are high, that sort of thing. So it's another way through which the money level can actually affect the real economy. This model is also important historically because it was one of the first models that was sort of micro founded and was able to sort of sneak money into a macroeconomic model in a way that it could actually influence the real production level. So let's jump through it, and we'll of course talk more. But that's kind of the basic idea behind it. And actually, it's called the Lucas model because Nobel Prize winner Bob Lucas, who's also very instrumental in this rational expectations, real business cycle, early models of growth, a very influential macroeconomist. This was one of the models he developed fairly early in his career. I think this is the early 70s, and I want to say that his PhD is from the early 60s. So yeah. Okay, so that's the first little video.